I am leaving you with my final message, my child. Come here. Listen up. This is not a random occurrence. These words have not been from a computer. They are emanating straight from my end. Jesu, who is also Lord, Creator, and Redeemer of your souls. An emergency has been proclaimed over your life by heaven, and I am speaking to you right now because of it. You have no idea how quickly the window I've opened for you is slipping away. This voice demands your attention. Make haste. I need you to put everything on hold and focus solely on me for the next 2 minutes. Let us revere these 2 minutes. Truly, they are fantastic. My blessings that I have been withholding until now will be at stake if you do not accept them and enter the destiny I have planned for you. I am not addressing everyone. This is my message for you. You. Whoever it is who is reading these words with a quiver in their heart. Someone who experiences this peculiar internal tug. That one who has been pleading with me for a sign while. She sobs quietly. Here is your indication. You have the answer here. Here we come to save you. I know you've been wondering whether I'm paying attention. If I can see you, and if I care about you. Just wanted to let you know that I've heard every single one of your cries. Tears have been witnessed by me. Plus, I have tallied each restless night. However, I will now have to be direct, because this is not a polite reminder. God has declared an emergency. Listen up, my darling, because if you don't, you'll end up losing all I've been trying to offer you. It has been some while. I speak in a low voice. Even though I used subtle cues, you chose to disregard them. Time seems to slip your mind. You thought the hold-up wouldn't be significant, but now the waiting period is done. I am speaking before certain doors, close forever, and heaven has sounded the warning. There is something everlasting right where you are. Unlike me, you can't see it. Something good is about to be unleashed. Here comes the promised fruition, the purpose that is on the verge of collapse. But it will disappear if you pause, if you scroll past, if you allow distractions to take your attention away from this word. You may have assumed that this is simply another voice in the crowd, but listen closely. This one is unique. A divine spirit's breath is carried by it. At this precise moment, my spirit is beckoning to your heart and shaking your soul through these words. Simply put, my love for you is too great to keep quiet about. My darling, I am not trying to scare you by issuing this warning. I beg you to wake up. The enemy's plans against you are plain to observe. Confusion, dread, and uncertainty have encircled your thoughts, as I have witnessed firsthand, so that you would think everything is okay, and that there is no pressing matter at hand. He has subtly spread false information. This man, nevertheless, is not telling the truth. This communication marks a turning point for you, and he knows it. To divert your attention, he will resort to any means necessary. I am so speaking with divine power. Stay put. Keep looking. Make sure this moment is not taken away by any other thoughts. What follows is not your average 2 minutes. You must respect them. Who is watching? The angels. The heavenly realm remains hushed, because your present choice will dictate your future. The cosmos is holding its breath. Can you hear me? Then you must obey. Give me a moment of your trust, and then listen to what I have to say. The din of the world is drowned out by my voice, like thunder. Still, it conveys a gentleness that surpasses the solace of a human being. You have my undivided attention, my darling. I really need you to pay attention. Things start to shift the second you make up your mind to comply. You will begin to loosen the very grip that has held you back. The terrors that have kept you up at night will start to dissipate. Like a blazing sunrise, the fog that has been obscuring your vision will dissipate. You are obligated to remain. Awaken, my friend. Obeying is now mandatory. Your response is, Lord, why is this so urgent? Why now? Reason being, Time is running out. Heaven has written your name with benefits, but you must obey them before they will be fulfilled. I have prepared marvels, but they will remain sealed until you treat this occasion with the seriousness it deserves. Some doors will remain closed indefinitely if you let this word to pass. It pains me to say this, but I've witnessed far too many people give up just when things were becoming good. Far too many people abandon ship right before the miracle is born. That shouldn't be your story, in my opinion. I am close by. Right now, I'm right here by your side. You are encircled by my presence. You feel the movement of my spirit. It is palpable. The quiver in your heart, the glow in your soul. Yes, this is real, and I'm confirming it. Rather than condemning you, my last message is a summons to return home. For a long time, you have pondered. It was never your right to wage these wars. You have exhausted yourself trying to accomplish things alone, and now you are confused and bewildered. Here I am telling you to stop. Give me the reins. Pay attention for the next 2 minutes because I am the only one who can do this. Never allow yourself to be silenced by fear. Refrain from letting your pride prevent you from embracing this opportunity. Hi, I'm familiar with you. Your hardships, secret transgressions, remorse, and broken hearts are all familiar to me. You are still my own. I am still addressing you. Mercy is pleading with us before judgment, a cry for love before a tragedy. Please know that you are not forgotten. You have requested that I demonstrate this to you. Yes. That sign is this. Heaven is clearly not through with you because you are hearing this at this very moment. Please compose. If you sensed God's embrace, I thank you for holding my hand. Do not fight me, my child. Prior to your birth, I waited for this very moment. I timed the delivery of these words perfectly so they would reach you at the precise moment your spirit was prepared. To enter the stillness of your heart, I have halted the din of the outside world. There I am, standing at the door and pounding on it. I will pour my calm into your spirit like living water if you pay attention for these upcoming 2 minutes and open your heart. The calm will not arrive, though, if you ignore it. This moment will fly by, and the storm will keep on coming. This concludes my correspondence with you. That my love will eventually fade is unrelated to the passage of time. You can't see far, and eternity is closer than you believe. Make your decision promptly. Please pay attention. Pay heed. Keep still in my presence so that my words may penetrate your own. Everything will change for you if you do what I say right now. What you're going through, who you are, and what lies ahead. However, irreplaceable things would be lost if you withdraw. Hence, I reiterate, do not scroll. Make haste. Make sure these words stand out. Just give it 2 minutes of your time. If you surrender your entire being to me, I will restore your life. As we near the end of time, my darling child, the hands of heaven's clock are trembling. Time stands still right now, yet its impact will last forever. My tone is one of mercy, not irritation, for I perceive things that you do not. I can feel the planet about to explode. Time is of the essence for people to prioritize truth over lies, light over darkness, and me above anything else. For many souls, the spiritual clock is ticking down to its last minutes, and I'm yelling out one last time, not to scare you, but to rouse you up before the quiet sets in. Your fate is hanging by a thread, and I love you too much to keep silent. So I am speaking to you again. Does a sense of urgency grip your soul? You can't shake the feeling that something bigger is changing all around you, the unease, the magnetic pull. You have to get a grip on reality. Your name is being called to heaven, even though you dismissed my signals as chance. I have been trying to get in touch with you, the nightmares that disturbed you, those times when you were about to make a dash, but then something went wrong. The little voices urging you to pray. Everything that seemed like a coincidence at the time was really just me attempting to get my message across before it was. But you emptied your breasts of them. A day from now, you mentioned. Possibly at a later time. I want to close it. But it won't stay open indefinitely. In love, my patience knows no bounds. But the opportunities that come with passing time do not. Guarding, guiding, and whispering truth into your mayhem, I have dispatched angels from on high. While you sobbed, they remained by your side. Those people have been there for you when you felt completely isolated. They battled for you even while you were unaware that you were engaged in combat. The heavens have been pleading with you, your soul, to hear me before all the world's cacophony gets too much. However, there are now more distracting sounds. Many have been blinded by the dazzling lights of this world. In the midst of all this excitement, anxiety, and joy, my spirit's gentle murmur has been overwhelmed. Pay great attention. This is of the utmost importance. Eternity penetrating into the present moment. To use a metaphor, there is a door before you. My love for you has opened wide many doors for you, including the door of mercy, second chances, and delayed obedience. My darling, even that door has hinges that won't last forever. Regret, floods of tears, and desperate cries will not be able to open it again once it shuts. Remembering will be all that remains after the light goes out. I also hope that the things that could have been are not ingrained in your memory. For that reason, I am wailing out now with a love that makes heaven quake. I am not using this haste as a form of punishment. You must know that. I am using it to keep you safe. Your attachment to postponement, your belief in a better time, and your intention to return at a later date are all deceptions perpetrated by those who would put you to spiritual slumber. He hopes you'll convince yourself that tomorrow will come and go until you stop caring about the here and now. However, I must warn you that tomorrow's promise is contingent upon your obedience today. Your choice is the one thing that the enemy is most afraid of, because the moment you totally commit to me, he will be unable to tie you anymore. That is why I am reiterating my earlier statements with more volume, clarity, and conviction. We ask for your support as we strive to convey joy and faith. Your incredible gift allows us to continue sharing the love of God and inspiring people. As the seconds pass by each day, even heaven keeps tabs. Angels are poised and prepared to act. Everything you have prayed for, peace, direction, healing, and restoration, is waiting for your yes the moment your heart surrenders. Right now, every second matters because obeying unlocks a floodgate of blessings. As time passes, the barriers that prevent them from entering become stronger. You must not allow yourself to be confined by fear. The voice of fear says, "You are not prepared." Gentle, reassuring words, "You have time." Now, though, I whispered, time is not kind to those who hesitating, therefore every second matters, my darling. Dreams are snatched, opportunities are erased, and doors that were standing open are closed. It has never been regarding your strength to be obedient, and I know that makes you feel little. Your surrender has always been the key. Something miraculous will start to happen the second you totally commit to choosing me. A sea change that could never be brought about by the combined efforts of humans. You will finally be free of the curse that has befallen you. Loss, bewilderment, and hopelessness will break apart. The burden that has been weighing you down will dissipate like smoke carried by a wind. I am not some cold, distant deity who stands by while you do nothing. Your movements cause me to sway. I am the deity responsible for miraculous turnarounds, seemingly impossible restorations, and the emergence of fresh starts from the muck of previous setbacks. However, I am unable to let go of anything that you are not willing to accept, and vice versa. Embrace this very second as a treasured covenant. I am giving you my calm in the midst of your anxiety. my surety when you are confused, and my power when you are weak. This transaction, however, can only take place when one complies. Exceeding expectations are not required. I am not requesting that you comprehend everything perfectly. I beg you to open your heart to me. Prior to its hardening, give it to them immediately. While mercy is still beckoning to you, give it. Make sure you give it to me before the silence sets in, because once it does, all you'll hear are echoes of what I said before. As you read this, my darling, I can feel your heart quivering. Within you, a quivering is the reflection of infinity. Instead of making excuses, just do it. Do not be afraid to let it speak. Something more substantial than what this world has to offer is what I am proposing to you. This has nothing to do with rules, religion, or rituals. The theme is saving lives. Standing at the precipice of time, I extend my hand one final time. I am the Savior who shed blood for you. Here it is. Seize the opportunity while it remains. While my voice is still echoing in your ears, take it. Lord, you ask yourself why your words carry such weight. So grave. Why? For what reason is it considered final? Because love cannot stand by while tragedy unfolds. Screaming before the fire engulfs the one you love is the way to show your love. You have to rouse them from their slumber before the river takes them away. Just now, I'm engaged in that activity. I am jolting you out of your slumber. You don't believe me when I say I'm yelling. The barriers you erected to shield yourself from suffering are now preventing me from entering your life, so I am tearing them down. Just let them tumble, and I'll catch them. Consider this your lifeline. This is more than simply a string of words. These are lifelines sent down from on above. Keep looking. This lesson must not be lost amidst the chaos of your day. You are not under pressure if you sense this urgency. Here is the point. Here is the moment for which you were formed. Your entire existence will be defined by this one moment. You have demanded transformation. This is a command response from me. Signs have been yours to beg for. Here is one option for you. Your search for a solution ends with the obedience I am now requesting. A miraculous reversal will be unleashed if you truly select me right now. Everything that broke will be fixed. The stolen items will be returned. We will speed up what was slowed down. I shall move ahead of you. No mountain can stand in my way. I shall put an end to tempests. When no one else will, I will, because you will be in harmony with the timeline of heaven when you obey me right now. And the timing couldn't be more ideal. However, the road ahead will become increasingly dark if you ignore this word and regard it as merely another emotional experience. Possibilities that were once available to you will vanish as quickly as morning mist. I shall not be held responsible for it. This is what happens when you choose to put off facing your fate. I will always adore you, even though I can't make you go through the shutting door. Listen up, my little one. Time is weighing heavily on your soul. Optimism can still be maintained. Awaken, for hope is about to slip away. Kindly disregard the previous message. You have my message. Ignore this sign and move on. Here is your indication. You have heard the voice of heaven. Take action immediately, and I halt here. I patiently await. Heaven is peering down on you, waiting to see what you do. Here we find the silence that exists between two eternity. This is the instant when fate is sealed. Hear what I say. This is your final chance at survival before the clock strikes 0. Approach me now, my darling. As the world around us becomes increasingly silent, may my voice and your heartbeat be the only sounds. Something sacred, something that few people ever face in the reflection of their soul, is about to be shown to you. Although you often catch a glimpse of yourself reflected in the world's glass, you hardly pause to notice the real you that lies behind it all. When you tell me you love me, I know it's true. Your surrender sums, whispers of faith, and prayers have reached me. However, my darling, your heart flutters like a leaf on a windy day. It eludes me time and time again due to life's many demands, anxieties, and diversions. I would never hold anything against you, so that I may mend it. I am disclosing it. I want to entice you to the point where we're so close that we can't be separated. Recall the times when you were on the verge of giving up. Those evenings when you were unable to breathe because your chest was sore, while sobs saturated your bed. When your cries for help to end the conflict went unanswered. It was me. Nobody ever abandoned you. The moment your prayers seemed to have disappeared into thin air, before a single syllable landed on the floor, I managed to catch it all. I felt every tear as it streamed down your cheeks, and I tallied them. We didn't throw any out. During all those hours when you felt invisible, I was there to hold you. I embraced you when you felt like an outsider, even in a crowded room. Grace kept you warm when strength failed and the world grew frigid. You were always accompanied, regardless of how many times you felt entirely ignored. When you woke up those mornings, you felt like a weight had been lifted off your shoulders. That weight wasn't the end for you. I made the decision. In an effort to arouse you from the numbing din, I was attempting to get your attention. Everything around you was telling you to ignore the pain, keep busy, pursue achievement, and fill the void with transient pleasures. Stay still, I whispered. All I said was, come back. None of the storms, failures, or unanswered prayers were punishments, calls to action. I gave them permission to bring you back to me rather than hurt you. You want power, but power was never a guarantee of security. I mean, you've probably tried fixing yourself without me, right? The loads you've attempted to lift are beyond what any one person can manage. Then you thought, if I can just work harder, think better, pray more, maybe I'll finally get it right. However, there's no need for you to repair what I can restore. You attempted to influence results that are solely under my control. Your desires for outcomes, tranquility, and blessings were unrelated to your desire for relationships, presence, and surrender. Not because I intended for you to stumble, but rather so you would pause and search for me. I purposefully made the journey more difficult every time you surged ahead. Because of the delays, you have wept. You have yelled out to the heavens when your prayers appeared to go unheard. The truth, though, is that no time was wasted. This was not a soundless void. I was always working on something deeper inside of you whenever I made you wait. I put it off in order to fortify your faith. I was arraigned to purify your soul. Not yet. My love for you is too great to trust you with something you aren't prepared to handle, I explained. Loss was really a form of defense at times. What you referred to as unanswered questions were actually my whispers at times. Deserts were really pathways to your promise, even though you felt like you were going through them. When you were fighting, you felt helpless, but in reality, you were preparing for your ultimate fate. It seemed like I averted my gaze from you, but in reality, I was practically breathing down your neck. There was no absence in my stillness. The silence that preceded revelation was it. I was teaching you to distinguish my voice in stillness. So you couldn't hear it then. Be very careful now, my darling. Instead of being afraid, be honest when you look into the reflection of your spirit. Your embarrassment is not my intention. This is my way of demonstrating how much you rely on my mercy even now. Take a look at the shattered pieces, the latent anxieties, the unsaid shame that weigh you down like boulders. Behold the arrogance that murmurs, I am capable of handling this independently. Consider the bitterness that remains as a result of the hurt that other people inflict. Whatever is happening, I can see it. You are still my own. The wounds are visible, but I feel no repulsion, because I came to comfort the sorrowful and release the prisoners. I feel compelled to visit them. That you trust me is something you tell yourself, though words alone cannot convey trust. When you give me something you don't fully grasp, that's when trust begins to blossom. What matters is that you let go of the why and embrace the when. You have been holding back because you are worried about losing command if you give in. The power you insist on maintaining. My darling, the storm was never designed for you to weather. Your true home should be with the one who rules the seas and the wind. You have been building up to this point of surrender. Throughout your story, you have been drawn back to me through the disappointments, betrayals, and lonely nights. A portion of your journey is obscured from view, and yet, I perceive the entire tapestry. Only until you've walked through the darkness will you be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Throughout your ordeal, I spared no effort. In doing so, I prepared a place for your faith to flourish. This is not a punishment message. Urgency cloaked in kindness. I am not reprimanding you. You are in my lap. The world is tugging at your soul too hard, which is why my words carry such weight. There are too many annoying interruptions, too many subtle temptations, and too much value in your heart to let it get entangled in any of them. Please come back completely, not partially, not when it's convenient. I desire access to every recess in your heart, every secret passageway, and every secret door. I long to go into places where fear has erected barriers and dismantle them one by one. The load you've been bearing is known to me, that which you are ashamed to mention, disappointments that linger in your mind, the nagging feeling of inadequacy that nags at you. This time, though, I say it with both strength and compassion. You are sufficient because you contain all that I am. Whether you are flawless or not is irrelevant to my grace. How much power you give up is up to you. It has taken you far too long to try to get what I have given to you for free. Give up trying and begin to receive. I am not pointing the finger at you, my darling. Rather, I am inviting you to look into the mirror. See not only the real you, but also the person you could become if you gave me complete control. Where you perceive failure, I perceive possibilities. Where you perceive loss, I perceive destiny. Instead of a life that has gone too far, I see a narrative that is ongoing. Because of your history, you have questioned my love for you. Still, I stayed. My gaze never left you. Not even as you sprinted away. You were still there when I tried to hide my light. I could always get in touch with you. I have one simple request of you right now. As you stand before me, permit me to purge what terror has tainted. Permit me to mend what my pride has shattered. Permit me to feel the harsh anguish. Unlock the doors that you have. Feel free to cry if you need to. Washing is what they are, not weakness. Peace will supplant the bitterness in my heart. Instead of muddle, I shall bring clarity. If you break something, I will put it back together for you. Stop fighting me now. I beg you to be forthright now that you've bore the burden of being powerful. Put everything at my feet. Feelings of anxiety, rage, weariness. You won't be turned away from me. Nobody ever has. The wounds on my hands are constant reminders of the lengths I went to get you back. Those wounds do not serve as symbols of suffering. They are evidence of affection. Revisit the reflection of your spirit in the mirror. See the fissures? My light shines through those fissures. Are the wounds visible to you? The healing process starts at those wounds. Now, since I'm not scared of what you see, you shouldn't be either. I am the one who can uncover hidden things, put things back together that have been broken, and heal the broken. Stop attempting to handle life on your own. I'm contacting you right now. Put an end to evading my love. You can stand here and let me to clean your reflection, but you won't be able to do it on your own. You will be made new when I remove the stains of shame and uncertainty. My reflection will be the first thing you see when you gaze into that mirror, not embarrassment or failure. Allow me to enter the depths you have concealed. My darling, the thing you believed was dead can be given new life by me. Permit me to return the stolen years. Allow me to calm your soul until the storm passes. Repairing oneself was never your purpose. My presence was supposed to fix you. The load was never meant for you to bear. It was supposed to be laid down by you. Your path was always intended to be shared. We were destined to be companions. Here you are, in this hallowed reflection. At the moment of truth, never avert your gaze. Keep your emotions soft. I come before you today, not full of condemnation, but of compassion and mercy. Your imperfections don't diminish the inherent worth of the person I made you to be in my eyes. Permit me to purge what terror has tainted. Permit me to mend what my pride has shattered. Assist me in restoring your balance. Come sit calmly by my side, my darling. Having weathered the storms of life, I can see how exhausted you are. Your endurance is very remarkable. Discomfort that went unfathomed. The isolation you hid is staring back at you. The tears that flowed when the lights went out and no one was there to console you. The terror that you concealed with fortitude. Still, I was present. I have consistently been present. I was by your side when you felt like giving up. If optimism seemed like a tale other people were telling, the night you mumbled, "Please, don't leave me, God. If you are real, you couldn't have been farther from me than the room I was in." Finally, I managed to catch the tear just in time to prevent it from falling to the floor. Each and every one of your tears has significance to me. So I retrieved them and preserved them. Your every sorrow has been recorded in my journal, and the heavens have witnessed all of your cries. You mistook my silence for a sign that I was ignoring you, as the outside world encroached on you. It felt like I didn't care when my prayers were ignored and my pledges were forgotten. But I was always moving, turning your suffering into preparedness. I was working behind the scenes of your comprehension. There was no punishment for you. Someone was getting you ready. The time you spent waiting was actually forming your future. Even if you mistook it for desertion, in secret, I was shaping you, fortifying your weaknesses and easing your hardened spots. You were mistaken about how far away I was. In fact, I was closer than before, creating something lovely out of the rubble of your past. The moment treachery occurred, when a trusted individual betrayed your emotions, I stood there, clutching the pieces you couldn't put together. When terror encircled you so tightly that you gasped for air, I was the one who whispered calmly into the air. When you felt the weight of loss crush you, it seems as though happiness would elude us forever. In the depths of your sorrow, I was sowing the seeds of renewal. Even though you didn't realize it at the time, I became stronger than ever when tiredness exhausted you to your core. I was already filling the invisible things you couldn't see when you looked around and saw nothing but empty space. I was the thing who caught you as you fell, the one who whispered to you to keep you alive, and the one who warmed your icy heart till it began to beat again. The narrative behind each scar is unique. Plus, I've personally tracked each one. I viewed them as proof of survival, whereas you saw them as disgrace. To you, your wounds were signs of weakness. To me, they were portals to strength. Her frailty was never something I hated. Despite your shaky hands and heart, I never once averted my gaze. I drew nearer. Your vulnerability served as a platform for my majesty. I found a way to beam my light through the holes in your heart. The very anguish you believed would crush you became the fertile ground for empathy. My love is shown in every scar, evidence that I maintained my grip, that I was cradling you, even while the flames danced. About us, you are not your brokenness enemy, my darling. It is holy. Even though you were broken, I did not perceive defeat. Optimism greeted me, because I was able to mold your heart after it grew soft in the pain of loss. What happened to you was just the beginning. Something sacred had begun with them. Despite your skepticism, I remained calm. When you sobbed, It did not disappoint me. You and I both cried. In the quiet, when nobody else lingered, I sat down by your side. I kept an eye on you when you were too weak to stand up on your own. After you stopped speaking, I mumbled a prayer. I was the invisible hand that was slowly but surely putting your world back together when you assumed you were all alone. If you have ever answered a prayer, it has reached me. I didn't miss a single one. Those that you spoke out loud and those that you uttered in your head because you were too scared to speak them both reached me. In crowded areas, I heard your silent cries. The ones who hide behind put on smiles. I didn't record them to bring back bad memories, but rather to demonstrate how seriously I took each question when we meet again. No matter how long it took me to respond to some, I never neglected a single one. There was no denial in my timing. There was a divine plan. I responded by shielding you from danger when you requested something that may have hurt. The doors that might have led to disaster were shut as my response. I responded by getting blessings ready that were even better than what you ventured to ask for. Surely you've questioned, why was it necessary for me to endure such immense pain? So why did you allow me to lose the thing I cared about the most? Why was the pain so excruciating? I respond to you today with love rather than wrath, because the only language that could shatter the barriers surrounding your heart was suffering. When ease failed to compel you to listen, pain stepped in. In order for something everlasting to take root, suffering must strip away what was superficial. Your pain will not be in vain if you let me. All the suffering you went through was for a reason. The story of redemption that I am authoring through you today includes every night that you cried alone. You believed your story was coming to a close, my darling, but I was merely turning the page. You mistook my pruning for failure. In fact, it was necessary for the growth of fresh growth. You believed that being betrayed indicated that you were undeserving, but I was trying to show you that your value was never contingent on other people's allegiance. I was reanimating your dreams in a way that would bring me honor, even though you thought they had perished. Never before have I abandoned you in the valley without a strategy to lead you to the peak. The light I am about to disclose has been built upon every dark season, even though you can't see it yet. My darling, now open your eyes. Look beyond the rubble of what once was and see the new thing I am constructing on the horizon. The instrument of your downfall will bear witness to your rescue. My faithfulness will be testified by the betrayal that shattered your heart. The illness that sapped your power will serve as evidence of my recovery. Your near-death experience with depression will ultimately serve as a catalyst for the liberation of others. The spot where we shall connect on a profound level will be the very isolation that tormented you. You will still be on my mind. What suffering attempted to remove, I am rewriting. Provide feedback, oh my God. I can always count on you. Share this if his constancy continues to astound you.